Uh, Sometimes when babies are being born, you'll have mummified babies because of as the sow gets older, her reproductive system is so abused that she won't produce as many babies, and mummification of the babies is just basically when they're stillborn. Um, yeah, piglets would be thrown in kicked. It's, when you're in these pens, we'd be passing when there's two people, right? So, one guy would be in the pen, throw the piglets to the other guy, throw them 5 feet in the air, just whip them across the room, just playing catch with the pigs because we're trying to do it as quickly. Generally, most farming situations, you don't get paid overtime, so you get 10 hours to do your day, and you're already giving the company a bunch of free hours doing it. So basically, it's either work the 10 hours or don't have a job. So it's basically just forced on us by industry to, do it as quickly and speed. I find is the most thing that will cause workers to be violent with the animals. The birthing inducing medicine, I already kind of talked about that, so it's really dangerous for any women that were in the farrowing department. It'll affect your cycles and everything. So it's just another thing. We're not vet techs. We haven't been trained in any sort of way, and we're been given these chemicals that are very dangerous. Same thing with farrowing rooms. They're probably the worst room for chemicals because we have to keep those rooms as clean. If you imagine a hospital, birthing room is very clean, right? So we have to make it as clean as possible so there's no bacteria and less of chance for the animals to get diseases. We would pour lime into the pit, straight out of lime bags. We would just dump them before we start washing to kill everything in the pit because you get a lot of flies and stuff from the feed rotting. Straight lime can be really dangerous if you don't use a fire hose. And when they started, they told us to just go in there with a pressure washer and blow it all in the air. And I saw a few guys just start puking everywhere. So the workers are never thought about in these situations. So then we started fire hosing them. And then you use degreasers and disinfectants, which aren't environmentally friendly. I mean, we know that. And we use a lot of them too because we're trying to help wash, and the more degreaser you use, the easier it comes off in the worker's eyes, right? You're trying to get your job done. So same with disinfectants. All this chemicals, medical waste, needles. Needles fall. I mean, you're needling. Every litter is 11.5. You're doing 10 litters. You're at 100 pigs in no time. You have to change your needle pretty often, otherwise it'll start not going in properly and causing more damage. So sometimes you're not near a needle box, or sometimes it falls off the work platform. The needles fall into the pits. We had farmers complain that we had too much needles going into the pits, or into the farmer's field when they go and spray the manure. We actually had farmers complain to the company I work for saying, hey, you guys, can you stop throwing your needles in the pits because it's ending up on the fields, and then we're walking through the fields and we see needles. So, it's kind of, you don't think about that, what can end up there. And also the chemical waste and medical waste, bottles can be dropped in there, and all the cleaning and disinfectants. All that runoff, like I talked about, it all has climate change. Lake Winnipeg, third largest freshwater lake in the world, and we're just destroying it. And we've lifted the moratoriums and hog barns. Thanks, Brian Pallister. They're going to start expanding hog barns because they have the permission to do it now from our government. The NDP actually in the 90s put a ban saying no more hog farms, you're destroying our waterways. And that was strictly on hog farming. That was the one farm. Some different situations in the farm, different pictures. It's a castrating thing for some instances, also for abscesses too. You can stretch that brain, put it over an abscess or the testicles. Generally, we didn't use it for the testicles because it wasn't as good as a job. Those are the mummified babies, and what I was talking about was as an animal is used, she doesn't have a good enough chance for having successful births. That's a prolapse. That's one of the more common industries because these animals are birthing out so many animals, and they're so young. They get really stretched out when everything comes out. We'd actually take that elastic ring and also put that around the prolapse, and it would cut it off, and it would fall off sometimes too if you catch it soon enough. Just by crimping motion. So, as you can imagine, got tired of that job as well because it's pretty gross dealing with mummified babies after birth. It's amazing I was able to do all that stuff now because having kids, when my kids get sick, puking, or a couple accidents, I puke. I can't even handle it now. I can't handle that kind of stuff. I can't handle any kind of that disgusting stuff anymore. Like it's all linked to like PTSD and stuff like that. Like remembering different situations.